Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for attending. I'm just going to take about 10 minutes to present. My name is Katelyn Brazer-Aceves, and I'm running for the school board for Santa Ana Unified Trustee Area 4. And so this is a really exciting election. This is the first trustee election for our area where only someone from Area 4 can run, and only folks from Area 4 can vote for the candidate. And so just to give an idea of the area, the 3 high schools that it encompasses would be Godinez, Cedar School, Valley, and Segerstrom High Schools, and then the intermediate and elementary schools all within this area of Santa Ana Unified. And thank you for having me out today. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I wanted to share a little bit about my work in the community and in our schools. I grew up in the area. I grew up mostly around the Warner and Harbor area most of my life. And for the last 10 years, I've had the opportunity to work in our community in schools and with families and students. So I work with CHIRLA, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights. We are one of the largest immigrant rights organizations in the state of California, and also national and international now too. I'm a regional field coordinator for Orange County, and so through that work, I focus on our community education and outreach efforts. And so I get to work with schools, with families, with our community resource centers to hold workshops for parent and student groups, and also staff and teachers of different agencies to talk about topics relevant to our mixed status immigrant families. So anything from updates on DACA, to how to apply for citizenship, to the California DREAM Act and resources for undocumented students. And so through this work, I had the opportunity to work with a lot of students and families, and realized that I have a passion for connecting with our families, and I can relate to our families through my own experiences a lot of times in the topics that come up, and resource needs, advocating for our loved ones within different systems. And so that's where my passion really comes from. And as a community organizer in my free time, I started to see when we were advocating for policy changes at city council and school board levels that a lot of sometimes our representatives don't reflect our values of the community or the shared values that we would like to see. And so I began supporting colleagues who were running for different seats, and so now I'm running myself. And I have some of the areas that I'm focusing on. And so I'll just mention a few. One of the areas I'm very passionate about is our school climate, and thinking about the overall wellness of our students. And I'd love, if we have time or another point, to hear more from you all as well. What does wellness mean for our students and families and our campus? And how can we make sure we're thinking of our whole being and how we're well, so that we can also be focusing on our studies and our future goals. And so that could look like, making sure we're prioritizing our mental health resources, social workers that we have on campus, and other supports. And then, of course, equity and inclusion, family and community engagement. So a lot of the work that I've done is around family and community engagement. So I'm currently, for the last 2 years, I've been working with Orange County Department of Education, and I currently work as a family community liaison for our schools in the Santa Ana and Central Orange County area. And so that's within our family and community engagement department. So I'm really excited to bring that lens of, having worked with families, hearing from families, some of our families in the access schools that have the most resource needs, to be able to bring that information and lens and really be a bridge for the school district and the community and parents. And then, so I did mention the California DREAM Act earlier. So, I'm very passionate about making sure that our undocumented students have access, and their families have access to knowing about resources and options for higher education and financial aid. In my work with CHIRLA, that was one of the biggest things that I took away from that work was that most of the families I met were not aware of the California Dream Act and financial aid. And so I'm very passionate. I've worked with student groups and other campuses to bring access and information on campus about the California Dream Act. So I'm really excited to kind of like bring my experience in that area and see how I can support the district in that area. And then career technical education programs, which the district has a great program, and so I'm really excited to see how I can support and make sure our students know what their options are and have access to those programs. And so like just thinking overall of how we can support our students to have this plan for success after they leave us as well. And so I think because of those shared values that I have and the work that I'm doing and hoping to do, I've been able to connect with a lot of great organizations that are supporting us in this campaign. So I'm super excited to share that I have the support of the teachers, the Santa Ana Educators Association. So we have the official endorsement. So thank you to our teachers. So we're working with the teachers. And then we also have the support, official support of our classified staff. So all of the folks who work in our schools. And I'm really excited about that because I'm a classified staff with the Orange County Department of Education as a family community liaison. So I would be the first classified staff to serve on our school board here. And what I realized in having conversations with our teachers and our staff is that not only am I someone who's worked with families and parents, but I also can relate and be a bridge for the conversations that we want to have with the folks who work in our schools. I also have the support of our mayor, Vicente Sarmiento. I have his endorsement, and that was our kickoff event. So I was really excited about that. And I have this official endorsement of the Democratic Party of Orange County, of CHISPA. Folks are familiar, they're a youth-led organizing group here in Orange County, doing a lot of great work. And we have the support of a lot of other folks. We also have the support of the substitute teachers here for the district, the school bus drivers with Durham, with the bus drivers. So we're very excited. I'm very excited about all the support we've been getting. But as someone who comes from a community organizing, civic engagement background, I know, and we know that what's something that's very important in this effort is to make sure we're out engaging with residents in the area, in Area 4, making sure that they know who we are, what we're doing, and that we're accessible, not just during the election time, but also once we are in the seat, and inviting people into the civic engagement process. So that's something I've done around propositions to support education. Come on in. Come on in. Okay. So over the years, I've done outreach in the community, knocking on doors, canvassing for other candidates that I believe that we have similar values, but also around propositions and state legislation that I believe in. And so now we're doing this for the school board race, and just talking to people who sometimes share that no one's ever knocked on their door to ask for their vote. Talking to people who sometimes share that they didn't know that we have school board meetings where they can go as a parent to share concerns or ask questions. And so it's even bigger than just the election. To me, it's about like this whole process as a community and building that civic engagement for our parents' generation, but then also, for the youth in the household, and so for all of the generations in the household, and then hopefully that will ensure that the next generations also feel like welcomed and have that info that they are able to participate and welcome to participate. So if you think this might be something that you might want to join us in doing to get out the vote for this election, for who's going to represent you, you can check out my website as well. And then if you would like to join us, if you scroll all the way down, there's a registration page. It's a Google form. And this will also take you to that registration form. It's a bit.ly/Katelyn Walks. equal power. So it takes volunteers. I'm out there all the time, Saturdays and Sundays, and sometimes weekday evenings, knocking on doors, talking to voters in the area, talking to their families about why we're doing this, who we are. And as you can see, our teachers, our classified staff have been joining us. We've also teamed up with a really amazing slate of other candidates. And so I shared this door hanger. So I have my personal door hanger with my priorities and information. But I'm part of a group through cooperative campaigns. All of these candidates we've been endorsed. So myself for school board, Amalia Mejia for Santa Ana City Council Ward 4, Sal Tinajero for Santa Ana Mayor. He's a teacher actually here in Santa Ana Unified, the speech and debate teacher. And then Vicente Sarmiento, our current mayor, is running for Orange County Board of Supervisors District 2. And so we're running on shared values under safe and vibrant Santa Ana. So that includes things like investing in youth opportunities and quality education, ensuring financial responsibility and transparency within government, housing is a human right, economic opportunity and prosperity for all, safe and healthy neighborhoods, and to uphold the civil and human rights of immigrants and refugees. And so a lot of the folks, or all of the folks in this group are folks who have been, like myself, working in the community. Some of them are teachers. Many of us work in schools, have been engaged in just authentically really uplifting the values of our families and making sure our families have the resources and attention that we deserve. So we want to definitely invite you to join us if that's something that you kind of want to get that experience, or maybe you've canvassed before, but we can also train you when you come. It's every Saturday and Sunday we're meeting at the Thornton Park, but at the back entrance there's like another park that's on the same park. So it's actually called George Upton All Access Park. And so it's pretty simple. You just put the address. It's in the back of Thornton Park. And Thornton Park is also often known as the Duck Park. So we're there Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. And then canvassing consists of, first we do like a little meetup and training and just welcome folks, especially folks who maybe it's their first time, to kind of share a little bit about what we're doing. I did share a little bit today, but we would go over the materials and the script, and basically what we do is we walk together, so you won't go alone. We walk together and we knock on doors. We have an app that we download and it has political data. So it's really cool. We get to see who are the voters, what are their names, their information, and then we knock on the house and we see all the voters for that house and we ask to talk to them. And then we do a survey. We tell them a little bit about the candidate. So in this case for me, and then for our slate, if you're interested in doing that. And then we just mark down like, okay, do they say they're very supportive, likely supportive, or maybe they're undecided. They say, you know what, thank you, I want to check this information out. I'll check out your website. And that helps me as a candidate. We track that information on the app. So then I know, okay, this person's undecided. I'll go back to their house in the coming weeks and see if they've had a chance to think about it, see if they want to talk directly to me as a candidate. And so it's super helpful information that we collect. And then, but because we're doing that, it's about like, we go out at probably a little bit closer to 10. We get started from our training and meetup. And then we go from 10 to 12, and we meet back at the park at 12:30. And so you want to definitely, think about bringing comfortable shoes, sunscreen, hats. If you have a canvassing bag, I use a bag that looks like this. And we'll have some, but if you have one, that's helpful too to bring it, and we'll give you the materials. We'll have water and snacks. You want to bring a fully charged phone because we use our phone to canvass. And if you want to bring a partner, someone to walk with you, you're more than welcome to bring anyone. But we can also team you up with other youth and students in the area. So then I think my time's up. But I just want to thank you for your time. And then if you at the end of the presentation, if you want to share anything, I can stay for a few minutes and hear from you all if there's anything that you'd like to see in a school board members, anything that you're looking for, or any information you feel that I should be aware of from your perspective as students, teacher, and as your club. So, but thank you for having me on today. Yeah.